Hey guys, it is noon here on the East Coast. What time is it where you are? It's time for the Get Growing Weekly Work Session with GetOiling. I'm Coach Ashley, and today we are joined by founder Greg Kilwine. Hello.
Hey, everybody.
We also have Julie, Jess, and Colin from our team here, you guys. Hi.
Hello.
Come on, everyone.
These are the superheroes in your inbox. Hi, everybody. Let us know where you are coming in from. We're very excited to be with you here today. We're actually going to be sitting down with a member of our community who has a number of different types of offerings and several distinct sort of business structures that she wants to manage with her ONE GetOiling account. Now, this is not only possible, it's actually quite easy if you're using and following the right steps. Hey, look, we also have a co-founder, Amanda, here today. Hi, Amanda.
Hello.
Hi. And Grace is here. Grace has just woken up and is very happy to be with us today as well. Let us know again where you are in the world. We're always excited to see you. Drop us in the chat. Let us know. We're thrilled to be with you here today. For those of you who don't know us, don't know GetOiling, we are the premier operating system for your Young Living business. We offer you everything that you need except for the VO, but all that information you can bring over to us anyway, so that you can manage how you communicate and connect and educate and serve. And as you'll see today, when we sit down with our friend Dee, who's a member of our community, you'll find out that there's actually a lot more that you can do. So if you are an AFT practitioner, if you are an artist, if you are a practitioner of any kind, really, if you have other service-based offerings, if you're a coach, a consultant, a creator, if you sell courses, if you have programs, lots of different options here. Maybe you have 2 or 3 things going on. You don't have to have separate GetOiling accounts for those things. You don't have to have separate, entire website systems for those things. You can run things all under the one roof. There are some caveats. So before we get too deep into this, wanted to first make sure that if you came here today looking for support, looking for help, we are here for you, right? This call isn't just 100% about the topic at hand. It is an opportunity for us to roll up our sleeves and get to work together with you on whatever it is that you need help with in your business. So put that in the Q&A if you are here looking for help and support. And if questions come up for you as we are walking through these different scenarios with Dee today, please make sure those questions go into the Q&A as well. Our chat, as we can see from our people all over the world here, it can get a little wild. So I want to make sure that we can get to your questions. And hello, by the way, Oklahoma City, Phoenix, Pennsylvania, Albuquerque, California, Kansas City, British Columbia. Hello, AFT practitioner. Yes, awesome. Panama. Hi. We are so excited to have you here today. So first things first, if you desire to operate more than one offering, especially if your offering that is not called Young Living is something that's not exclusively oily, the first thing that I want to encourage you to do is to consider branding yourself as your name, right? Or as some kind of overarching business name or concept that could be an umbrella for oils, but also for the other things that you do. The easiest path to doing this is just branding your name. That's what Dee has done, who we'll be speaking with today. It is just her first name, last name.com. Makes things real simple because now anything that you do, that you're interested in, that you want to be known for, are things that can fall under the same website because it's you, right? If you set it up as, oilsformoms.com or something like that, and you want to offer, your horse art, or consulting services, if those things don't have to do with oils for moms, then, it's not going to necessarily feel like a congruent experience. So definitely first consider owning your own domain name, right? It's a really good idea to own yourname.com. If you can get it, that is just top tier, #1, recommend that you do that. If you can't get something close, first name, middle name.com or something like that. If you co-brand with a spouse or a partner, maybe it's your family name.com, the somethingfamily.com, like lots of different options there. That's the best and easiest path. Lots of ways to get it done, but definitely recommend that first. Second thing, and this is important, and this is going to be important for anybody that wants to really kick up sort of your strategic communication using our platform, your own email address. And no, I don't mean the free one that you get that is definitely still yours from Gmail, or if you're, still somebody who uses Hotmail or AOL or whatever, you want to have your own email address that's connected to your domain. So think like hello@ your first name, last name.com, your first name at your first name, last name.com, happy at whatever your email, whatever your domain is.com. Things like that are all going to be helpful for you to continue the branding, because branding is stamping, right? It's just like you brand cattle, right? You know whose cattle those are, they're branded. So you're branding stuff that is yours. So communication from you, branded, your name, your website, branded, your name, your social, branded, your name, right? So make sure that whatever you're sending out into the world comes from that brand. It creates a cohesion that helps people to identify, oh, that's you. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, I want to open. I want to see what's happening here. So Dee has done both of those things. So she's got that covered. And then finally, and this is going to be a really important piece that we kind of get into the minutia and the details with Dee today, your tagging. Your tagging strategy is absolutely paramount to being able to successfully pull off offering multiple things on your GetOiling site. So what are tags? Real quick overview. I want to encourage you to log into your GetOiling account, click the little question mark in the bottom right-hand corner and type the word tag and read any of the articles that are there on your contact manager and watch some of the suggested videos that are there that'll help you get a bigger view of how this works. But basically what a tag is something that you place onto a contact or a group of contacts. Ideally, that's what we're going to be talking about today, is tagging groups. So that you can filter and send things just to the people who have those tags, right? So one of the first and most important ones that you should be setting up in your system as you're importing from your VO is a Young Living tag, right? Young Living customer tag, right? Have a Young Living customer tag, a Young Living brand partner tag. You want to make it really super simple, just have a Young Living tag. When you upload from the VO, apply Young Living tag to all, right? Make that be the first thing that you do. Now, if you want to start offering a monthly newsletter to your Young Living folks, now you're going to have customer newsletter, Young Living newsletter. That's going to be a tag. Now, you want to be using a landing page or an automation to apply this tag to people who will receive your newsletter, right? That's a little bit in the weeds for another video. We do have another training on this where we talk about sort of the strategy to make sure that you're sending stuff only to people who ask for it, right? Because you don't want to just take your whole VO file and just assume everybody in it wants to hear from you, because they don't, right? If they don't know you and they never said yes to getting emails from you, you don't want to just send them stuff, right? So you do want to be collecting those yeses, and to those people who said yes. So now it's not you're sending an email to everyone who is tagged Young Living. You're sending an email to the people who were tagged Young Living, who clicked yes or signed up for and got tagged again with the tag Young Living newsletter, right? And so when it's time to send that newsletter, you filter, you go into your contact manager and there's a filter. You type in the tag Young Living newsletter, filter for those contacts, and send to those, right? Apply the campaign, send the message, whatever it is that you're going to do. Now, that's the first and most important thing that I want everyone to understand here today. If you feel like in the future you want to add on additional things, your tagging strategy is critical right now, right? If you're just ever going to use GetOiling for Young Living and nothing else, you don't necessarily have to have that Young Living tag, right? But I really, really can't recommend enough that you start doing that, because maybe you want to start using us to get leads, and you don't want to just, send your Young Living, downline organization monthly newsletter to people who you met at a trade show, right? They need to be customers. So start using tags. Okay, before I get too far into anything else, I do want to go ahead and bring Dee out so that we can have a conversation about the big picture of what it is that she's offering, so that we can get really strategic. And again, want to recommend, if you've got questions, make sure you're adding those to the Q&A so that we can get those addressed for you. So Dee, come on out. Hi.
No.
Hi. All right. So I've got your website here, and let's go ahead and just take a look at this real quick. Now, you've done a great job. You have branded yourself, which is great. And that means that there's a lot that you can offer. And you clearly do. You've got courses, AFT, you've got books and workshops and programs, and you want to add art, I understand?
Yes.
I love it. All right. So what you had said in the email today that I got from you is that you've got a program. So like the main thing that you're offering is you've got a program and a membership. Is that right?
Yes, so I do have the Young Living business still.
Mhm.
I do the Aroma Freedom, and then Level Up is my program that has a membership option.
Okay, awesome. So you do have a page
Uh-huh.
that offers that. And would you say that anybody that could find you would probably be like anybody who would find you that's interested in the things that you talk about in your on your page here generally? I know you're in some of Martha's programs. So like your bat signal person, is basically anybody in your bat signal going to be an ideal fit for Level Up?
Yes, absolutely, because that's my focus is the emotional balance, the gentle boundaries, and the empowered growth.
Okay, perfect. So that basically means that anyone who finds you, who shops on Etsy and buys the stuff that you make, your handmade stuff, anybody who, finds you via AFT, who gets a course, whatever, is somebody who you want to eventually give the opportunity to see if your program is right for you, this Level Up program.
Right.
Awesome.
Yes.
So that's sort of the hub at the core of your business. And of course, I would assume inside of Level Up there, you probably oil some of that program, right?
Oh yeah, because it's based in Aroma Freedom and specifically the Aroma Reset. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So a lot of levels of what you do are also things that get oiled. There may be some things I think perhaps that don't, but a lot of these things do weave in the opportunity to share Young Living, and all roads really kind of lead to them working with you and Level Up, which could also make them a customer for you for Young Living. Is that right?
Right, exactly.
Perfect. Okay, so we've got Level Up, and so the purpose of your whole site is to serve that person that Level Up is made for on their journey toward really being ready to work with you in that way. So let's talk about some of the other things that you are offering here. Obviously, with Aroma Freedom, is this just something like people just come and they schedule with you? I think you had mentioned this is just kind of fully automated. You're not really worried about how this works, right?
Right. That's all working fine.
Perfect.
And that's for people that are familiar with Aroma Freedom who just want an AFT session.
Okay, great. And then if somebody doesn't know, if they come to your website, maybe they've, learned about you on social media or something like that, they can come over here and maybe learn a little bit about what Aroma Freedom is.
Right, exactly.
Perfect.
Yes.
And then they can book a session with you. Beautiful. Okay. So I guess tell me a little bit about what we're trying to integrate here, and I guess kind of where you're struggling, like what your main questions are here.
Okay, so my blog all relates again to my whole structure. The books also relate to that. It's that shop section. So yeah, the blog even has, I use the tags in the blog so that people could have specific categories. So that's all nice and clean. All of that's working good. And I send out the weekly blog. And sometimes I throw some things in there that are from social media that I think are of value. I'll bring them over here so that the people not on social media could see it over here. Because I do have now people starting to browse the blog, which is interesting. I wasn't anticipating that.
That's amazing. I love it. Okay. So one of the questions here, I think, is how do you figure out who to send those blog updates to?
I send the blog update to every single person right now in my contacts. Because so far, everybody who has landed in my contacts is connected somehow to my area of focus, either the oils or the emotional balance and all of that. So now I have this shop link up the top. And because I have had the card bundles, people just say, I want 20 cards, just send me 20 cards. And, they know me. And then I have individual cards that goes out to, I set that up. So the purchase bundle is right through GetOiling. So this is going to start to be the challenge because now these people are going to get mixed up in the whole newsletter and emotional balance, and all they wanted was greeting cards.
Okay.
And the individual cards and the professional prints, they go out to other platforms. And the new greeting card service, that's actually a vault.
Got you. Okay. Okay. So there's a simple answer to this, but the work of getting it figured out may take a little bit of time and sort of fine combing, because it was like strategically, it wasn't something that was implemented at the start of you generating these leads. What I would do is go back, sort of trace back all of the landing pages, sort of the points of entry for your leads, the front doors to your funnel. I would go back to those and add blog as a tag, or blog updates as a tag, right? And then go back and also change the verbiage on those pages to reflect that when you sign up, you'll also get my weekly blog updates, right? So go and make sure that on all the front doors for your bat signal, where these people are going to be coming in as leads to your site, they are tagged as blog updates. And you share explicitly there on that page, that they'll be getting those updates. And then what I would do is going through your contacts, your leads, assessing what tags you may be applied to them from those pages that they came through previously. Go through and tag those people as well. So they're already receiving it, but basically you're creating a tag that you're always going to be filtering for to send the blog updates. And one of the things that you could always offer as well, because, who knows, you may get some great leads, like art leads, who are also excellent for, to read more about your blog, right? So maybe even on your blog digest page, or in the sidebar, you can have a button that links off to sign up for blog updates. That's just a dedicated landing page that gets those people signed up for your blog. And if you're offering that, then, even people who sign up for art stuff, and through no other means can actually sign up and be on that blog list as well. What you don't want to do is exclude the art people, because some of those art people could be your leads. Like there could be some overlap, right? There could be your Young Living people who also buy your cards, or, your clients who also buy your cards. So if you exclude the art people, then they won't get the blog, right?
Right, because if they're already somewhere else, I do have that sign up for blogs somewhere, I think at the bottom, but I like it better in the sidebar. That's good. But you're right, because some of these people already in my orbit might buy the cards, and then, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So if you, and for anyone who's watching this, if you plan on doing some kind of a regular email to leads, if you aren't doing it yet, but you want to in the future, just go ahead and start putting that tag into your landing pages, so that that when you're ready, those are the people that you're going to be sending that stuff to. That way you don't have to isolate. The only time you really want to filter to exclude, generally speaking, is when, you're filtering out maybe a leg of your downline whose leader doesn't want you to be emailing their people, right? That kind of thing. There are other circumstances, of course, but generally speaking, if you're just sending out information, you want anybody who's the right fit for that, who wants to receive it, to be able to say, yes, I want this. And so now, instead of doing an exclusion to find out who you send to, you're actually being intentional and saying, I'm creating a list of people. And that's going to be this blog updates tag, or this blog newsletter tag, or something like that.
Okay, yeah, that's actually the flip side, the flip way of what I was thinking. So yeah, but I see exactly how that would not work.
Excellent. Okay, so what else?
So when you go to shop, I have available, the menu disappears, because I do have a domain called Designed by D that I now have redirected over to this page.
You do. There it is. Okay, awesome.
And the other thing is, so I could put a custom menu. I didn't want people coming in by that, because I have that on the back of my cards now. So that as people then send out the cards, maybe other people will come here, but I don't want them getting all confused.
Got you. Yeah. So you could make a little custom menu bar right up at the top that says, main site or something like that. And they could go off to, just your regular homepage. Or you could leave this just as is and have the message, in your message from the artist, say, check out my website and
Oh, I like
send them
that.
there.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you do have the opportunity right here to, obviously you're letting them know that you're, so happy to make this art for them, but you could pop a little bit of your story in here and say, when I'm not designing cards, I am learn more at my website, and then send them over if they read this and they're like, oh, I really like her, I want to know more, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's great. And then the subscription now, because the subscription is managed through the vault, the breadcrumb trail at the top of the vault, I could add you in there so you see it, I guess, because you won't see it when you go there. You'll see the sales page, and then the sign me up brings you to the vault.
Okay.
And so the default for the vault down the payment options, I don't know how to get that to be the top one. It's not defaulting to the top one. I don't know how it chooses the default. And also when people put in a coupon code, it activates that payment option, but it doesn't automatically select it. So I've had people wind up actually paying for my program more than once because they enter a coupon code and then it didn't default. They didn't select the right one.
Greg,
that's
do you have any thoughts on that?
Sorry, I was looking at another chat. Can you catch me up on that quick?
Yeah, absolutely. So, so Dee was saying that the default, like it's defaulting to this one and not this one. And when a coupon code is entered, sometimes like it'll make the new option appear, but it's not selecting. It's not auto selecting that thing that they put the code in for.
It should be doing that. That's something I can look at here.
So that maybe that's a bug or something we can take a look at.
Okay. So once they're in the vault, they see they're in the vault, and it leaves a breadcrumb trail to my other stuff, which is not a huge problem, but so that menu is there, and then they can go out and see courses, which isn't necessarily a terrible thing.
Okay. I mean, would you prefer that they not see the other things that are available, or like what's your preference there?
I didn't really have one. I was looking for feedback on that.
Got you. Okay. So I'm trying to actually get in and look at your, here we go, auto login. Okay. Let me move this over here so we can take a look. Okay. So is this what we're referring to? So it's your courses and communities. We're telling them what they can expect.
Right. And now because I have the unlimited vaults, I have more than these, but there's only 4 that are visible for people to select because I want them to focus on these things.
Got you. Okay.
So nobody else can see all that you're seeing down below.
Right. But the ones that you're making available are these first 4?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. And so when we say access course, I'm in the course right now, but this would actually take them to a sales page, I assume.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, okay. I mean, you're giving a great sort of reason for people to choose whether or not they want to take that next step. I mean, this is really just, they happen to be there, right? They've purchased something from you, they like it. If you wanted to, if you got any kind of feedback that really caused you to think that people were confused, that you could, put a little note up here and say, I create courses that do X, Y, Z. And I also, have these great cards that help you, ABC, right? You'll find both of these things here. Feel free to peruse, anything that you don't have access to, reach out to me if you have questions, that kind of thing. You could just call it out in the beginning if you feel like you're actually experiencing that as like, an issue. But otherwise, I mean, this is just giving people an opportunity to stumble upon these things. Yeah. And again, I think that, well, so here is one other idea though, because I don't really know, like, the level of, involvement that you have in these things. So if they are things that, are maybe coaching programs or something like that, that you would really prefer to have like a strategy call with someone to kind of assess whether or not something is a fit for them. In any of those cases, if you wanted to like make this visible for people who are in here that may not have purchased it, you could send them off to an apply for a call page instead of a sales page, right? Like a custom page where you'd be selling it. You could say, hey, let's have a quick chat and see if this is a fit for you. So if you have a program like that, then you may want to kind of put that in as the sort of gatekeeping. But if it's just a course and they could just purchase it, if they read this and it's what they want, then yeah, why not?
Okay.
No issue there.
All right. Yeah. So when they're in the, so if you scroll down, I keep trying to scroll my computer. If you scroll down to the other one, the subscription service, that's what I mean when they go in there, that last one. So when they're in there, once they purchase their subscription service, they would see that these courses and community greeting card service.
Okay. Oh, I would recommend, so this right here, there is a code that you can use. It's inside of brackets, just like you would use like contact first name when you're sending an email. There's a code. It is my_email. And if you put that anywhere on a published page or an email on your site, it's going to show them your email address.
Oh, okay.
So like right here, it's not, they don't necessarily know if they're here right now, they're not going to necessarily remember what your email address is. So definitely have your email address here, but in the event that you ever needed to change that email address in the future, if you use the code my_email, it'll show whatever the email address is that's associated with your account.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. And
It's a good idea right here.
I do have them tagged depending on which subscription service they purchase, so I know what to send them. And I've never done a subscription service before. Anything else I need to know?
Ooh, you should join us on an Attractwell call. We actually have, I think we did a call. We've had I don't remember which one Jessica Blankenship was on, but she does an art subscription box.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she's got one option where people can just, subscribe and have, these art lessons. And then there's another subscription where they have the art lessons and they also receive a physical like box of supplies in the mail. And I think she has like, a one kid or several kids option that she does there. And it just has to do with how they're tagged at the point of purchase. And from there, I haven't been in her funnel, so I'm not 100%. Greg had a lot of hands in that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if you have any specific questions, definitely, happy to share what we can.
I'll catch the replay. I've seen her website and I've been chatting with her a little bit. So thank you.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Yeah. She's going to have some insights on that for sure. But yeah, this is excellent. So basically, if they're in here with the greeting card subscription, they've signed up for it. They're going to see the courses 1, 2, 3, 4, and they can choose to purchase those. That's awesome. Yeah. And then of course you can return to the main website, which is also great for these folks who came in via art. They get to know Dee, and maybe if they just love what it is that you have to say, then it turns out that there's somebody who's really, in your bat signal, even though there's somebody that just, found you for a card, which is seemingly unrelated. It's interesting when we start to offer different types of things. If we are really operating and speaking in alignment, we tend to attract the same people no matter what the product is we're selling.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Is that all the questions?
I think that's it. Yep.
Okay. Well, feel free if you have any more. We are thrilled to bring you out and chat and talk some more about how we can help you make this work better for you.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely, Dee. Take care. Okay. Yeah. So you guys, I see some questions in here in the chat. I don't know if you've missed any of them. Definitely bring them to the Q&A if you have any. But again, just to kind of recap here, if you want to communicate with different groups of people, the absolute best option that you have available is to use tags when those people enter your system. So if you're uploading from your VO, you are using that Young Living tag. If you're uploading a certain section of your VO, you're using a different specific Young Living tag, right? If you want to communicate with just your customers, then you should ask the people, send out an email or a campaign to all of your VO. Just do this once or once a year or something like that and say, hey, I do weekly stuff. I have resources. Would you like them? And when they opt in on that landing page or click that automation, they get a new tag, right? So now they're not just tagged Young Living, they're tagged Young Living newsletter. And so when it's time for you to send your monthly education out, you filter your contacts for that tag, for that newsletter tag. So you're always sending stuff to people who gave you permission, who said, yes, please give me that, right? And then of course, everywhere that you've got a front door for leads, if you're giving away freebies, if you're offering stuff, and you're blogging and you want to be talking about what the content is on your blog, or you're sending out a weekly email, say you're going to send them that on the landing page itself, and then tag them on that landing page. So when you're setting up that custom page or that landing page, insert a tag that is weekly newsletter, blog newsletter, right? Or something to that effect. Because if you do the exclude, right? If you filter to exclude contacts, you could wind up missing people who actually really want that content. Okay, so oh, I should have reiterated, it's a bracket, my_email. All right, so we've got more time and space here than I anticipated. If anyone would like a review of your site or your strategy, maybe just pop your hand up and we'll bring you out to chat and we can take a look at what you've going on. Do you offer something in addition to Young Living in your business on your GetOiling site? Is that something that you would like to do? All right, hi Heather, I'm going to bring you out to chat. How's it going?
Hello. I'm well. How are you?
Doing great. Thanks. All right. So what do you offer?
So I started with GetOiling through Young Living, of course. And then just recently over the last couple of months, just graduated from IIN with a health coaching certificate. So I've started to weave that into my site. And it's one of those where I'm in a place where it's got to be done. Done is better than perfect. Is that the saying? But I've gotten a lot of actually IIN students, which is bizarre. It having traffic to my site. But yeah, I would love to have some eyes on it to just sort of make sure my funnels are in a good place and just that it's not confusing.
Yeah. What is your website address, Heather?
It's my name, Heather, and the last name is Lefkes, L-E-F like Frank, K-E-S like Sam.com,
Okay.
HeatherLefkes.com.
Okay, let's pull it up and see. So you've got a Young Living business. You've got IIN graduates who are kind of lurking on your site, trying to check out what you're doing. I think this is an opportunity to get those people onto a list to learn about how they can integrate essential oils into their wellness strategy. So maybe sign those people up for Young Living. All right, let's look at your page. Oh, I love this pink. Okay, here we go.
There's a lot of pink.
This is great. Okay, so Health Made Simple with Heather. Excellent branding. Oh, you got the little widget. That's super good. Did you guys know we could put messenger widgets, like Facebook Messenger widgets, on our site? This is totally a thing you can do. Awesome. Okay, so we've got our menu, blog, learn, shop. Oof. I love it. All right, questions. Yeah, what's up? What do you want to know? This is good.
I guess I want to make sure that it's clear, like I've sort of where to start, because I've got really 3 paths that people can engage with me. The first, and I tried to outline it as sort of like 1, 2, 3 courses, a community, and then one-on-one coaching. So just making sure that that's not too wordy up there and it gives them clear direction on where to go. I guess, yeah, is probably my biggest thing. Because I can.
This is very clear. I think you've done a really, really, really good job with this. We're very clear on who we're speaking to right here. you're sharing just enough. I absolutely love this sort of, smattering of images here. It's so cute. And then, yeah, this is really clear. It's one thing to have a bunch of words and for those words to just kind of be there to be wordy, right? But no, like this is no notes. This is good. I think you've done an excellent job here in sort of gearing people up to see whether or not they want to click, because that's kind of the point of copy, right? Is to move people toward taking an action that we would like for them to make. And so you're basically saying, here's what we really want you to do. We want you to, oops. Oh, is that different from the pop-up? This guy, we really want you to just get on the list, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. But that goes to work with me. Oh, this looks so good. And you repeat the same. Oh, that's beautiful. No, this is so very, very good. So all these options ultimately lead her toward getting on your list or applying for a call with you. And we're being abundantly clear of, if you want courses, here's what you'll get. Here's what you'll get. Here's what you'll get. You still want them? Click here, right? And this is excellent.
Mm-hmm. And the work with me, so there's like 3 different places they can go to get information. So like on that main page, they can go to get individual information about like the courses, the community, and the coaching.
Mm-hmm.
When they click work with me, if I remember correctly, I think it directs them just to one-on-one coaching. I don't know whether or not that's,
how did you do that?
That's,
is this Canva, what you did here?
it is. Yeah, it's a Canva GIF.
So good. So cute. Okay. So I love it. Apply to be a client. Okay. One quick note. People are probably going to be less likely to apply to be a call if we've already kind of told them what all of the options for working with you are and what the prices are. I would go in an either or direction here. I would either get on the call and then make the offer, or I would have the options here really sell the different options and allow them to just pay, right?
Okay.
Or have this information on a page that you send them after your call, right? So have the call with them, because they're going to be working with you as a coach. You've got to make sure that you're getting the right clients, not just any clients. And so after your call, you can say, I'm going to send you a page. And maybe this is one that in the page settings, you would set it up as this is by link only, available by link only. You would share that as sort of like you're basically gatekeeping your sales page because you only want the right clients to purchase. And everyone who's watching who is a coach, please do this. If you're going to be working one-on-one with somebody, you really, really, really want to make sure that like they're a good fit, because wrong client fit is not worth any amount of money that you can be paid. Yeah. So yeah, I would take this very beautiful thing that you did here and pop it onto a page that you would share after a strategy call. And then I would just I would make this one-on-one coaching really all about this page, really all about the transformation that they can experience and how it would be different working with you than maybe what they've tried before or who they might have worked with previously, so that you can really sell. Like the selling point here is fill out this form. Like, let's do this together. I believe in you. Let's get it done. Because really what we're driving to convert here is, visitors to this page onto your calendar, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
for sure. No, that's helpful.
Yeah, everything that's not in direct service of that, I would consider moving to a page you use at a different point in your process.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, that's
awesome.
helpful. I think that was probably the one on my side that I wasn't quite sure about, because I wanted to be transparent about pricing, so people weren't like, why do I have to get on a call with you? But that makes total sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you design this yourself? This is gorgeous.
Yeah, and that's honestly why the IIN people reach out to me, not necessarily to be oily, but they're like, how did you make your website? And then I'm like, you need to get attract well, go.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, get in touch with us. Let's make sure you're an affiliate. And yeah, we would actually, Yeah, let's talk. Send me an email and let's have a conversation about that. Yeah. Any other questions? Just again, I cannot stress enough just how beautiful this is. You've done a really, really nice job.
No, I think that was probably the biggest thing is that work with me page, and just making sure that it's, it doesn't look confusing. There's 3 ways to work with me. You
Yeah,
get what you
no.
get.
Yeah, it's straightforward. It's clear. Absolutely. No, I really think that you've done an excellent job here. How do you just, and I think maybe for the sake of folks who are maybe considering doing something similar, like how do you use this, what you're doing here, to sort of support the growth of your Young Living business?
So I think it's under the learn section. There's like free resources. So I leverage a lot of the Grow Workspace, or have started to leverage the Grow Workspace content in there. So I pick the ones that are, my focus is what you put in your body, what you put on your body, or what you put in your mind. So mindset, nutrition, and lifestyle. So I sort of pick the ones from GetOiling or Grow Workspace that are more targeted to that. And then, they'll opt into that and learn a little bit more. So that's sort of how they get into that world.
That's absolutely fabulous. I love it. I love it. And I don't know if you guys are noticing this, but this is like Grow Workspace will give you in their bundles, if you're a platinum member, their Canva templates for these designs. I see you branding this with your colors. Like, this is so good.
Yes.
Excellent work. Yeah, I love it. Awesome. Well, I don't know. Any other questions? I get to sit here going on and on about how you design this so well. It's really pretty.
Well, thanks. I think that's, probably for another day, but I'm launching my own course, and I want to do sort of a live launch strategy, but I'm completely lost on, how to do that. But,
Okay. Well, for what it's worth, there is, if you go to attractwell.com/online course, there is a free course there. It's on our Attractwell platform, but it works the same in GetOiling. And I do talk about a live launch strategy in there, like literally the one that I use, like the planner that I use in Trello and all of that, like how we launched, Martha's HBR and Go for Gold and all of that. So definitely check that out.
For sure. Wonderful. Well, thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming out. Shout out to that. That's such a gorgeous website. All right. Any other questions? Let's see. Cheryl, would you have any feedback or suggestions on the workflow when people click on the Shop Young Living menu on my Young Living website? I'm using Jackie's to model this from. Okay, let's go take a look. And Cheryl, I'm going to bring you out to chat. Okay. Hi.
Hello.
All right, I'm going to share my screen here so we could take a look at your site. Okay, so Shop Young Living is what we want to take a look at here. Oh, bundles. So, all right, so the question here would be, how are you directing people here? So are you having conversations belly to belly and out in the world, and then saying, go to this website and then click Shop Young Living and, and then click Get Started, or, click one of these bundles? Like, are you verbally or written, like directing someone over here to find it, or like kind of what's the intention here for navigation?
Yes, that's a good question. For the most part, I'm using my website as kind of my warm market. So if I have a client where, for an hour we've been talking, and I kind of, even though I've just met them, I know their needs and they're interested in the things I have to say, but they don't have time to, I'm not going to do a one-on-one class right there. So for one part, I'm going to use it for that, just to direct them there. And some people are ready to buy. Some people are just like, they ask me, what do you suggest? And I would say, I use Stress Away on my feet in the morning when I wake up before I drive an hour to work, or something like that. And they say, well, where can I get that? Or, so instead of directing them to like an individual product, I'm grouping them by bundles. And I'll just say, in this bundle is the Stress Away. And then kind of like, you know, then when they're there, they're looking at all the other things. So they might buy more. And if they, and if anything, it's just an introduction to, oh, I want to learn more. How do I get to your online class? Invited
Okay.
there.
Perfect. So if you're following sort of things like Jackie as an example, then what you're talking about is basically perfect, because what Jackie is doing is having conversations and verbally directing people over to a menu like that on her site. So
Yes.
if the strategy is more market conversations, then yes, this makes perfect sense. If
Okay.
it was just visitors from the web, I would not recommend this, but that's not how you're using your website, so that doesn't matter. So yeah, no, I like that. What I might encourage you to do is to kind of trim the words down a little bit. So a lot of these, you know, they all say get started, but you
Mhm.
could say Shop Young Living. You could click self-care. You could have self-care, sleep, stress management, clean skin, spa day
Okay.
at home, right? Like I would just, because you're repeating it's the same in all of them, right?
Yes.
So I would just kind of trim that down a little bit so it's a little easier to find exactly the ones, it pops out a little more, the keywords do.
Great.
Yeah. And then to get started with essential oils, I think this page here, it's not something that you don't have this set up yet, or?
No, I just haven't set it up yet. That's probably like the like a starter kit, like a typical. I didn't so I'm trying to connect the myyl.com.
Mm-hmm.
All of these. So if you click on the first, so under Shop Young Living, and then the first one, self-care bundle, the top,
Mm-hmm.
just click on that. And then, and the thing is, I'm just trying to make it more simple for them.
Mhm.
So I have a lot of things that I choose, and I'm not sure if you would structure it differently, so it simplifies it, or how to direct them. Again, like, you know, when they ask me, what do I recommend? These are things I recommend, but you know, if I'm just, I don't know, any way to structure it, or just to keep it this way. And then if they're already a member, I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure how to,
Right.
I'm trying to simplify it, because
Yeah. Well, so I don't have specific experience with using the bundles themselves, so I can't really speak to the strategy here.
Okay.
But again, if what you're doing here is, if you know that like the main product that you want to point someone to is in, let me go back over here. If you say go to Shop Young Living, click sleep, and then you're going to see on that page, the very first product is the thing I can't live without. Make sure that you check that. And, you know, and let's complete, like, you know, I think that what you need is this, and probably this, but there's other options there too. So give them the names and then tell them where to go. So just use it as sort of a way to direct them. And then of course you've got this assistant over here that's going to be like, okay, well, once I've, you know, unlocked, there we go, I've qualified for this. Maybe I'll go down and, I don't know, here we go, subscribe. I honestly, I don't know how this works.
Okay.
So yeah, but basically.
And I was just kind of use it like almost as a presentation, you know, walking them
Mhm.
through, this is, you know, instead of just having a link that sends them over to Young Living and then there's 700 products there. I guess I'm
Yes.
just trying to, you know, until they've gotten either on loyalty rewards or more comfortable with the routine of ordering. You know, they're brand new members. You know, they may not want to attend a class, but they definitely want to look at products and they're ready to order. So I'll have like a one-to-one call with them, or you know, walk them through it. But kind of like once they've finished their appointment with me, then, you know, they want to look at something. They want to look at the product like immediately, like when they leave. They want to look at it immediately. And then when I connect with them, they're kind of like already, oh, you know, they're kind of like, oh, look at all this fun stuff.
Yeah. I love it. No, that's excellent. What you've described, I think is perfect. If you already kind of know what products, because you know offhand, because you built the bundles, if you know what products you really want to be pointing them toward, then yeah, just tell them to go ahead and click that bundle. And you know, and just again, just make sure you're taking those verbal steps to, you know, hey, it's going to actually tell you when you've hit the threshold to be able to get the discount. So
Okay.
just make, main product here, but hey, there's lots of other stuff that work with or complementary, however you want to talk about it. But yeah, if you're just directing them here and they want to go see it, this works. I think this is a great.
Okay. Okay, great. I appreciate it very much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions or requests to review? We are happy to help today. I'm actually kind of curious. Let us know if you're here in the chat. What do you do or offer that is not just Young Living? Maybe it's something that gets oiled, maybe like AFT, right? Maybe you are a wellness practitioner of some kind and you oil your clients or you suggest oils to your clients. What do you do that's not just Young Living that might be able to help you boost your Young Living customer base, right? The goal of being a Young Living brand partner is to get oils into every home. How does what you do tie in to getting that done? Share it in the chat. I think it's always exciting to see. We have a lot of IIN graduates who are in both of our platforms, GetOiling and Attract Well. You'll always find some kind of interesting inspiration if you're hanging around in our Facebook groups or if you're on these calls. So I can't thank you guys enough for being here and sharing your amazing work. Again, if you're going to, let me see, oh, here we go. Wellness coach specializing in self-care routines. There you go. What do you use for self-care routines? Products, oils, you guys, right? So perfect. I love it. So I assume you're going to, Cheryl, eventually start putting more content out there, sharing what some of those routines might be. And then you could still direct those people, hey, if you're interested in the products I use for this routine, click the shop link in the menu and scroll down to the sleep one, because I'm writing a blog post about sleep today. I love that idea. Lori is a healing touch practitioner working on developing your site. I'm glad this has been helpful to you. And you do raindrop. Fantastic. Well, feel free. We would love to bring you out just like we were able to talk with Dee today. If you have questions about how you can really kind of organize all of this great information that you want to be sharing, we would love for you to just reach out and let us know, and we could bring you on a call just like we did here today. We also have a licensed substance abuse counselor. You've just closed your office and want to be online since you've been teaching on Zoom for 2 years. You could do that almost exclusively with GetOiling. You may even be able, depending on how you run your practice and sort of what your rules and regs are, like you may be able to do that 100% with GetOiling. We have chiropractor who now teaches a school on how to run a staffless practice. And one of the main engines that drives that, that super low overhead model is using GetOiling. So lots of great opportunities there. I want to invite you to reach out to us, send us a message to support@getoiling.com. If you feel like it might be beneficial for you to hop on a call like we did here today, let us know and we will set you up with a call just like this in the future. All right, you guys have a fantastic week. We can't wait to hear from you. And remember to tag your people so you know who to send stuff to. We will see you next week. Take care.